fucking have to worry about anything, man. Like, I feel very lucky. Just gamer life, yeah, exactly. Did you 30? Yeah, but like, there's plenty of people who are 30 that have like all kinds of fucking problems. I'm 31 actually. So like my friends are like between like fucking 25 and 35, like almost all of them. And yeah. So old? I know, I'm old. I don't feel like I'm fucking 31, right? And then I talk to a 16-year-old, because I feel like I'm 16. And I talk to a 16-year-old, and I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, never mind. Yeah, I am 31. Our body's already fucked? That sucks, dude. One's only old for someone who's 20? Yeah, true. After this year's skating and throwing myself downstairs, it's kind of cut up to me in the winter, I feel it. That's crazy, dude. Like, we used to do all kinds of crazy shit too, but I don't really have any sort of bad residuals. Exercise bad for you? I exercise semi-regularly. Like I'll not really exercise, but I'll walk and do that. I mean, like, it's not like I get no physical activity. I walk around quite a bit. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. People say it's a little bit loud. Do it maybe right there. It should be good. Lost to Chipotle? I ain't walking to Chipotle, bro. I might go to Chipotle tomorrow, actually. You gonna watch Valorant Champions? It's in 3 hours. No, I wasn't planning on it. I didn't even know what that was. Imagine if your dick never stopped growing. You're 80 years old with a huge dick. Bro, you typed that the first time and I didn't read it on purpose, so now you're typing it again. Okay, you can stop now. What do you get from Chipotle? I get brown rice, pinto beans, steak, queso, a little bit of the mild salsa, shredded cheese, and a large drink. You watch Korean dramas? No. What a weird question. Yeah. I don't speak Korean. I don't speak any language except for American. And this is gonna maybe upset some of the Europeans in my chat, but I don't care to. That's it. Like, I am completely fine only speaking American, and that's all I need. The tickets for a free beer? My gosh, that's a lot. Hell yeah, brother. Did you buy them from the Mogul event? Everything. I'm gonna buy everything off the event. Just willingly admitting your ignorance, and that's fine. Well, of course, it's not really ignorance, because, like, the way I look at it is that if I wanted to learn another language, I would have to spend a lot of time knowing that, right? Like, it's not like you just, like, if I could just download something in the background, like, while I was asleep, you know, like Dexter, fucking learning French while he's asleep, I'd do it. But there's time that I have to invest into this. And in the time that I could invest into that, I could invest into something else that would be more fulfilling for me, or more rewarding. So that's why I don't do it. It has nothing really to do with you know, me thinking it's useless or whatever. It's more that I just would rather spend my time on something else. Like what? Like anything. Really, I mean, I don't really see there's never a point where I would be like, oh, well, I need to know this, or I need to do this. Let's be 2 languages, English and American. True. True, there it is. Second season of Sword Art Online has cat girls later on, if you haven't watched it yet. I haven't seen that. I remember the beginning of Sword Art Online was really good, man. Did you watch Log Horizon? No, I haven't yet. English on the internet because I want to play Final Fantasy 11 when I was 14 years old. Yeah, I think there are people that probably learn English from just playing video games and just like interacting with people online. So that went to shit. I just I think that there are some things that are just, they don't need to have a season 2. There's a lot of things that don't need a season 2. Like, it's one and done and it's over. It's like a good example, like Fargo. Fargo is a completely different fucking story in season 1 than season 2, right? They're always different stories. So it's fine if you have another season. A season of mastery. Yeah, we didn't need another season. Movie could have been a classic. The second and third are so bad. See, I never watched the second and third one. See, I have a rule, okay? If a comedy movie comes out and it's really good, and a second one comes out, I don't watch the second one. I never watch it. Because every time it sucks. Like every fucking time it usually sucks. Now, if it's really good, I'll watch it. Like Clerks 2 I thought was pretty good. Did it have the grit of Clerks 1? No. But it was still pretty good. Let's see. Rush Hour? Yeah, Rush Hour. All the those came out like one right after another. I feel like that was okay, and it was in like the 2000s, and Chris Rock and Jackie Chan, dude. I mean, come on. There are exceptions. Terminator 2? It's not a Terminator's not a comedy. Like I've seen it. Like it's not a comedy. Chris Tucker, Richard? Oh, it was Chris Tucker, right? Oh shit, okay. There you go. It was a long time ago, man. I don't really remember. Shrek 2 is my favorite. I don't know if I saw Shrek 2. I only watched the first one. Chris Tucker was on Epstein's Island. I just can't get over the ridiculousness of that. Everyone was on this like weird guy. Oh, somebody left. Can somebody message me if you want to come and do? Come and do it. Yeah. Everyone was on now. Well, it's like this like weird, creepy guy that, I mean, you know, like what I always say about like if it acts like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. You know, like I usually just use like a, you know, does this make sense or not? Yeah. The guy's got a fucking plane called the Lolita Express. I mean, like, come on. Come on, man. Like, it's you're not even trying. It's pretty on the nose. Yeah, it's right there. Hollywood's rampant with that shit. I don't think there's anything special about Hollywood, man. I think plenty of people get into weird shit like that. Like, and like, think about all the ancient Greek cultures where this was just like completely fucking normal. This is just something that's fucked up in a lot of people's heads. And it's like, there's times where people will make me mad and I'll be like, oh man, I could run this guy over right now. I don't do it. So it's not like it's okay. So it's like everybody has like intrusive thoughts and things that like, oh, well, yeah, I fuck this guy, you know, I want to kill this guy or something, but you just don't do it. That's the difference. Don't fucking do it. We need one more person. We need one more blue mage to do these runs to get the tomestones. They're super fast. And people just don't act on them. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what really matters. What's this guy want? What do you want? You a blue mage? No, you're a ninja. You look like a blue mage. Alright, you're getting invited. Alright, go for it, boys. You can do it. Yeah, just kidnapped them? Yeah, pretty much. The hobby just destroys people. I do think they're probably going to get rid of Bobby. It's just like he's losing them a bunch of money, and guy's an asshole. I doubt it. Is he though? Yeah, I'd say he is. I mean, I looked at the stock prices. It's under like 60 bucks, man. They lost a ton of money because of this guy. See, there's some petition to remove him from the Coca-Cola board of directors. If that's what I think it is, that was a board of a group of people that had literally 0.0000001% of like stock in Activision Blizzard. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much. It's like, it was literally like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent. That's a different one. Oh, really? I'd have to look and see for myself then. Do you feel safe with more money in your life? I'm just curious if this would make me happy. The way I look at it is that if you're not happy making, let's say, $100,000 a year, the odds are more money is not going to make you happy. But if you're making $20,000 a year and you get a promotion up to 50, that will probably make you happy. That's what I'd say. Blue Sox minus 33%. Yeah, but a lot of that's just because they're bad at making games. Yeah, it's a diminishing returns. Like, obviously there's people that, like, if you're making $1 million a year, the lifestyle that you can live is different than if you're making $100,000 a year. But if you need that lifestyle to make you happy, there's probably something else that's wrong. A 20 year in Cali is worse than working at Costco as a box boy. Doesn't mean you legit know nothing, act like you do. Ban me mods, I don't give a fuck. What did I say that upset you? Wait, why? Dickabee, why are you so mad? You act like you know everything. Well, I do kind of know this. I mean, you can make 20 grand a year. Yeah, I mean, you telling me that people can't make 20 grand a year? Like, what's the... Where's this going? This random number you threw out wasn't, as an example, wasn't accurate enough? I guess not. Yeah, I'm just a little bit confused as why you're upset. It's probably just a kid, to be honest. Nothing to get too bent out of shape about. How do you feel about fans defending you online? Do you want us or no? I appreciate people that defend me, but whenever defending me means attacking somebody else, I don't appreciate that. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's just weird, like, people think that they're getting banned for, like, having a different opinion. It's not that you get banned for having a different opinion. You get banned for spurging out and being an asshole. Like, if people disagree with me or whatever, that's one thing, it's whatever, but, like, if you're, like, obnoxious and rude, then yeah, of course you're gonna get banned. It doesn't matter, like, if you think you're right or not. Are you surprised how many people confused with you? These are people that they think that if they get banned for saying something bad about someone, that it means that it was true. Because like, well, why would they ban me if it wasn't true? But that's the way some people's brains work, man. Does it make you want to level up Blue Mage? Yeah, I do want to level up Blue Mage. How many tomes do I have now? Not enough. Yeah, almost 900. I'll help you guys out, it's okay. There you go. You're welcome. Afraid of the truth now, are we? Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's just weird. Like, and to me, like, even if somebody is like not really that much of an asshole about it, if somebody uses like that type of language with me, I just ban them, because like people like that are weird, and I don't want to have like that type of like pressure, and I don't like dealing with people that are looking to like get in a fight or argue or try to like 1v1 debate me or something like that. It's my stream and I just want to do what I want. Talk about what I want to talk about. That's about it. Check the rewards. There's mounts you can buy. Why would I buy those mounts? There's no reason to buy those. I'm gonna get them anyway. Are you into philosophy? I mean, like, I've read stuff about it, yeah. Would I say that I'm into it? It's hard to really say that, but those things I've read that are interesting, sure. In American schools, you get taught to debate the other person instead of the subject. You never get taught to debate anything in school. Like, you guys would be surprised. Like, I know a lot of y'all that are in, like, America or in, like, Europe don't understand how it is over here in America. It is so bad. Like, the schools here, like, the public schools here are so bad. And it's not even that they're so bad. They're just so... It's like RNG. It's like, imagine... And, like, I don't know if this is like it is in Europe, right? But like some of the schools, if you live in a good area, the public school that you go to is going to be a really great school. It will be a great school. It's going to be well funded. You know, the chicken tenders at lunch are going to be hot and not cold, and it's going to be great. But if you live in a shitty area, yeah, it's RNG, man. You live in a bad area, shit's trash. Yeah, exactly. Louisiana represent, number 48 in public schools, baby. I mean, to be fair, like, I learned a lot of really important things in school, and I didn't learn a single one from a teacher. So I feel like I learned a lot in school, but it wasn't from the curriculum. I don't care about debates. Would you ever be annoyed about people in chat that just blindly agree with everything you say and just try to be validated by you? No, I don't think people blindly agree with what I say anyway. That's just something that people say to invalidate what I'm saying, or invalidate the opinions of people that share my opinion. You guys agree with that? Yeah, I mean, that's what I think it is. Because anybody that's actually watched my stream would know that's not true. It's just something people say to invalidate what I'm saying. Disagree, but just because... Well, I mean, like, the thing is, you can say I disagree, but I can say I agree or I disagree with, like, what was said. I have like 5 examples. Like, I'm curious. Like, I mean, I understand that there are people that think that I'm wrong about certain things, but whenever I have like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I think this because of this, 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 and this. And then someone's like, yeah, but I disagree. I don't think that's true. It's like, okay. Thank you. that really does a lot. You can't be right or wrong about an opinion, can you? You can be more right and you can be more wrong. Yeah, opinions can definitely be wrong. What do you think is the best game ever made? The best game that's ever been made? It's impossible to say that. I think you can make an argument that Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario 3, World of Warcraft, Halo 2, Tetris, probably Minecraft, Anthem. Oh yeah, Anthem for sure. Definitely. Half-Life 2, yeah. Everything's subjective, right? There's always shades of it, right? I mean, so like if somebody says, like for example, if like somebody has like a lot of evidence or like he's explaining his point, the person's explaining their point very well, and then you just come and say, I disagree. It doesn't really mean anything, right? It's like, it's the why you disagree that really matters. And if there's really not a why, then there's no reason to take it seriously. So that's really why some opinions are stupid. Like, I don't really agree with the idea that there's no stupid opinions. Like, there are a lot of stupid opinions. And there's a lot of wrong opinions. Thanks for the worst games. Yeah, Snake's a big one too. Do you remember whenever half America wanted to storm Area 51? No, but I remember whenever there's a Facebook page of like, you know, a few thousand people that thought that they were gonna do it, and then 3 people showed up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about half of America. Yeah. We got one single meme out of it. Yeah, I think so. That's about it. Naruto Run guy that got on the news made it worth it. I mean, listen, like if you get goaded into trying to assault a top secret government facility by a Facebook group, like at a certain point, you kind of deserve what's coming to you. Like, this is your fault. You should not have done this. You should have had some degree of fucking common sense. This meme, it was half America agrees. I think people in America probably think that like they'd want to know more of like what's happening in Area 51, but it's I don't think it's something people really think about a whole lot. That's about it. Oh shit. Didn't queue up. Playing Facebook for no dislikes? The dislike thing on YouTube is actually pretty bad. I wonder if they're gonna hold on to it or keep it. I'm curious. Just download the dislike Chrome extension. No, nobody's gonna do that, man. Or just comment everything with dislike then? It doesn't really... That doesn't really work. Because I can just delete the comments. I mean... The thing about dislikes, what was so special about dislikes on a YouTube video is that it couldn't be curated. Like, there's no way that somebody could, you know, show that a video had a lot of likes and no dislikes. Like, it was completely up to the public. It's a terrible move by YouTube. Yeah. Probably going to be optional so they can keep it hidden on their stuff. I think that this is just like what's happening, right? Is like corporations and large socio-political and governmental interests are taking over social media and co-opting it to spread propaganda. So to the extent that the people can collectively conclude that something like that is inaccurate or not true or misleading by, you know, disliking it, it gives the people power over the narratives that are being given to them. And if you take that away from them, the power of the narrative, it stands on its own, and you don't have the counterbalance of other people agreeing with you. So all you see is positivity, and it makes people more likely to be okay with it. What do you think of Twitter banning videos of people without their consent? I have two minds of this. I think that it's like, to a certain degree, you're out in public and it's like you're out at first thing new CEO did. Yeah, but like I think that there's like changes Kyle's Rittenhouse thing was going very convenient. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, that kind of stuff is going to get out anyway. It doesn't really make a difference whether it's on Twitter or not. But I see what you're saying. I think that there are, I think, good reasons to ban videos for people with videos of people without their consent. So like, a lot of times I'll see people that get recorded like being obnoxious, or like somebody having a bad day, like basically somebody having like a Karen moment and everything like that. And this person gets posted online, or they get recorded without their consent. And then there's like a bunch of people on Twitter that go and try to ruin this person's life. This happens all the time on Twitter. You guys have seen this? And it's not just that, it's like a person saying something that's politically incorrect or anything like that. This is very common. And I feel like Twitter removing that thing from happening is a good thing, because it's a huge problem. And it happens, I think it probably happens to somebody at least once a week. And that's really, really frequently. So I think that, how does this work in practice? The way this works in practice is they're not going, you don't know if somebody is giving their consent or not necessarily in a video. So like, if I'm recording at like Taco Bell and I make a video of it and there's a person in the background, they're not going to just delete the video. However, at the same time, the person who is being recorded can have the video taken down, which I think is like generally fair. Yeah, it's generally fair. And I do think that oftentimes recording people without their consent on Twitter is more often than not used maliciously. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kind of disagree? I feel like public acts of shaming are required to send a message to society. Oh, I completely disagree with that. I think that the whole public shaming thing is incredibly unhealthy, and it is probably one of the worst things that's come out of social media, is people that are appointing themselves to arbiters of mob justice. Like this seems like a really good idea, but like, let's say somebody, for one, there are a lot of times, like I remember I saw this is like a very, very disconnected example, and hopefully you can kind of see where I'm going with this, even though it's not that much of a parallel. Is there was like a guy on New World subreddit that posted a a link of him having a bad interaction with a streamer, and then him getting banned, and the streamer saying to report him. And he got banned, and he went on the New World subreddit and said the streamer was got him mass reported because he's a streamer. You see what I'm saying? And everybody bought into this. Everybody was like, oh yeah, this is totally true, because it confirms it feeds into people's pre-existing biases that streamers are bad. And what ended up happening is that the streamer and the people involved posted the actual logs of the conversation, and the person was saying they were basically implying a real life threat, which in my opinion, if you even imply a real life threat over a video game, instant permaban. At least a 6-month ban. Instant perma, just literal, like zero tolerance for that. In my opinion, I have no, like, I don't see a single reason to not immediately permaban somebody who does that. So this is what happens, right? It's like, so this article goes out, or this post goes out, this person gets a ton of hate, everybody's pissed off at this person, they're getting harassed, and then later on, the person who made the post, it turned out that they misrepresented what happened completely. And like, this is what happens a lot with these videos, is that oftentimes these videos are sleeping. All right, do we have somebody else? A lot of times these videos are presented without context, or the context is intentionally omitted to make them more appealing or make them more upsetting for people, so more people want to watch them. I don't think military or police should be able to take down videos of themselves abusing their power, though, so you have to be careful where you draw the line on that. I don't really think that's... I don't think that's really... this is not a slippery slope. I mean, recording a police officer without their consent is completely different than recording an on-duty police officer doing their job without their consent. Is completely fucking different than recording a private citizen, in my opinion. Like, these are not even in the same universe. And I always think they should have had body cams, so the recording of them would not even be necessary to begin with, in my opinion. Why is it different? Because they're public servants, and they're acting as public servants in the exact moment that they are being recorded at that time. And also because of the amount of power that they have, and the liberties that they have, that their job affords to them. What about recording employees of a company? Employees of a company do not have a gun, and they cannot kill you. Now, I do not find it is in no way congruent. A police officer in no way, shape, or form is the same as a McDonald's employee. Some do. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, like, there are small gray areas, but I think that for 95, 99% of the time, there's a clear distinction. Why not? Because one person has the authority by law to kill you, and the other one doesn't. And one's a public servant, and the other one's not. That would be why. I don't know. It's pretty obvious. So what's in society do to discourage universally agreed bad behavior by people such as humiliating public service workers? Nothing. That's not your job. Your job is not to discourage bad behavior. This is not your responsibility. This is not your job to insert yourself into an interaction between two people that you don't really understand and then try to enact some punishment that you think is fair upon the person. It's always too far. Can we get one person here real quick? Yeah. Cops aren't legally allowed to kill you for any reason beyond what a civilian can? No, if you try to detain somebody, like for example, like I give you like a short, that's just not true, okay? Like let's just say that, it's just not true. And killing somebody is not really the best word to use. The use of deadly force. It's not true. Wait, sure. Thank you. Let me invite this person. Oh, I need a party. Invite the next person. Legally authorized to use deadly force? Yeah, I mean, come on. Would you rather punishment comes from vitriolically canceling someone on Twitter is most times much more severe than it should be? Well, exactly, right? And that's what I'm saying is that it sounds like a good idea, I think, until you look at like what usually happens. And if like, for example, like if me reacting to a certain person's videos caused that person to get harassed a lot, and that person was like getting harassed by my audience every single time, theory versus practice, yeah, like everything, like some things work well in a theory, but whenever they are confronted with reality, it's different. Okay. Would you extend that to care workers too, as they have power and responsibility over someone? I think that like I don't know. Like I'm not going to come up with every single example and exception and hypothetical and everything else I can possibly imagine. You could come up with a million of these. Like I don't want to indulge every single hypothetical. I don't really know. I think you got the mount. Which mount? Oh. I did. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's incredible. I should queue as a warrior then, right? Yeah, I should queue warrior then. Yeah. Fuck. Wasn't even paying attention. Do you have a hamster? I did. Give me 1 second. You want a bonus for that? Your bonus is you can take a screenshot with me riding the mountain in a little while, okay? Oh, pretty cool. Alright, here we go. To be fair, Americans legally authorized to use deadly force as a sense of self-defense. Listen, like, I'm not, like, if you actually think that, like, there are certain things that people say, and they're just so ridiculous, it's not even worth debating somebody on the topic if they say something like that. And I think that to say that a police officer has the same rights in terms of using deadly force as a civilian does, like, this is just a non-starter for me. I'm not even going to indulge a conversation about it. Yeah, it's just, I'm not even going to begin. I think it's complicated because people are trying to ruin the lives, are fucked, but like the guy who kicked the guy doing the deadlift, he probably should have shown the gym, get him kicked out. Was it wrong to public shame? Yeah, it is wrong to do the public shaming, because if you're kicking a guy doing a deadlift, you don't want to have mean tweets. You want to have that person go to jail. You want to have that person removed from society. Like, it's not about... The thing is, like... And also, like, this is what happens. So, let me give you an example of why this is bad. And hopefully this will explain it to you. Is that... Let's talk about collateral damage. So, do you guys remember... do you guys remember Royson? Royson, the classic WoW drama, etc. Yeah, and anyway, public outrage creates action, which creates jail time. So does talking to the police and going through the proper channels and dealing with it that way and giving the information to the police. Just because there is one way to do it doesn't mean that's the only way, and it doesn't mean that's the way that you should do it. So this is usually what happens. Not always. Well, yeah, but neither does Twitter justice either. That doesn't always lead to success either. I mean, that's not a very good argument. It's, yeah, I don't like any vigilantism. Like, unless it's self-defense, I don't agree with any of that. Yeah, who would be held responsible if mob hurts or damages an innocent party? And this is what happens, right? So, like, Royson, this is like a big thing in Classic WoW. Royson was a guy in my guild. He ninja'd Edgemaster's gauntlets, and the Classic WoW subreddit mauled it out over it. They got really, really mad, and in the process of this, they found out where Royson lived, and they started, like, ordering pizzas to his house. And I think somebody said he got swatted. I don't really know if that's true, but people found his, like, own, they found his personal address. And the thing is, like, Royson might not live by himself, right? Like, let's say he lives with his mom, or he lives with his fiance, and now his fiance is being harassed because of an internet mob that thinks that they're doing the right thing. And it's the same thing with, like, other people on Twitter, where as soon as this person gets harassed, then their friends and family members get harassed too, that really had nothing to do with it. So this is why it's bad. It's not even because it happens to the individual, it's what happens to the individual's family and people around them. Vigilante and mob justice is not justice. If it was, it would just be called justice. It's not healthy for any society to do that. And I think that you can probably come up, like, most cases of mob justice and vigilante justice in history are not viewed positively. That's good, and I am in a video game. I was disconnected from reality. Are these people Jesus? But what you don't understand is that I think that, yes, looting an item in a video game is bad too, but, like, yelling at a McDonald's worker does not... If you yell at a McDonald's worker, I don't think you should be swatted. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the point that I'm making, is that people take it way too fucking far, and you have no accountability. And that's the worst thing about it, is that whenever people do that, they have no accountability at all. Is Batman doing the right thing? Batman's a comic. That's the difference. Batman's not real. So balance between the two ought to exist. Avenue for public vent their frustration when the system fails. Well, of course, and, like, you can vent your frustration to the person whenever you're there. But, like, if you're gonna go out of your way to harass somebody that lives in another state because they did something in a video you didn't like, I would consider this negative behavior almost all of the time. Pretty much all of the time. I didn't mean it like that. Well, the thing is, like, I know you didn't mean it like that, and nobody means it like that, but that's what happens. So that's the whole point that I'm making, is that even though you don't mean it like that, that's where it goes. It's crazy how so many people need to explain how real world works and a new thing like that's happening. Well, I think it's because people don't really ever think about it. You know, they just see somebody being an asshole on Twitter and everybody gets mad at them and they're like, yeah, that's what it should be. And they never really think about, like, what are the ramifications for these things. It's kind of like what I said before, like, in a weird way, I think that, actually, I don't know if I really want to get into that one. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that one. But people don't really understand it because they don't really think about it. And I think that's really what it is. They don't really think about it at all. And because they don't think about it, they come to those kinds of conclusions. You're giving extreme examples where people got swatted. What about extreme cases where public outrage resulted in actual justice that would have otherwise not been seen? Well, what actual justice? Like, I'm actually kind of curious, like, what types of, like, actual justice do you mean? Like, give me some examples, like a handful of examples, and I'll see what, yeah. Where the lady got soup in a worker's face and she was mad about her order. Yeah, that's really bad. The Ahmaud Arbery case, for example, the case was going to be swept under the rug until social media highlighted it. You understand, like, that's the exception that I was talking about. Like, isn't this like a legal case? Like, wasn't that a legal case that had to do with, like, the police? I'm not sure who that is. Let me look it up and see. Give me 1 second. Man charged with his death, convicted of murder. Give me 1 second. I got 2 frames. Yeah, imagine that. Start your day. Goes to the side where they got. Yeah. DA is now being charged because she tried to stall the case. Yeah, I think that accountability for actual public institutions is a lot more realistic and a lot more fair, because it's a public institution that should be accountable to the people. But I think this is kind of a little bit different than what I'm saying. This is what they mean, getting swept in the rug until footage was made public. It's like a psyop. Yeah. Like, I feel like it's a much different situation whenever you're talking about, like, an actual crime being committed just in general. And I think, like, these are all, like, different shades of gray. So, like, for example, if you're talking about somebody killing somebody else, I think that's a much different thing than if you're talking about someone yelling at somebody else at a fast food restaurant. Like, these are just 2 completely different universes here. So like one of them is accountability for a public institution, the other one is a private citizen acting like an asshole. Public outrage against the police. Yeah, exactly. That's a problem, apples and oranges. Well, that's what I was saying before, is that, and there are instances, like let's not beat around the bush here. I think that there are many instances where public outrage for X or Y thing has led to a generally positive result. But I feel like almost every single time that public outrage leads to a positive result, it's whenever the accountability is to some form of governmental thing. It's like making the government happen or making something happen. A guy killed 6 white people in Wisconsin parade recently, so the reason wasn't racism. People found anti-white posts on social media. But that's not even what we're talking about, right? Like it's got nothing to do with it. Like I know it seems like there's a lot of people that want to talk about stuff like that, but that's not really what I mean. Sadly, the gun becomes something abstract nowadays. Yeah, I think it does. And then also on top of that, I think that many times that's not what happens. So like, for example, if you're rolling the dice and 9 times out of 10, like I would assume that like whenever you're talking about these, you know, these different people that are made famous on social media for being obnoxious or whatever, I think that 9 times out of 10, these people being harassed is not necessarily a good thing. So probably like every single time, pretty much, unless it's like an actual crime. So it's like if something produces a negative outcome 9 out of 10 times, I would say that's a pretty good reason not to do it. And what examples, spectrum of what you say is fair or not? Yeah, exactly. And I think it's cleaner to just not even have the spectrum to begin with. Solution about justice, but you don't serve it yourself. Yeah, exactly. Like I generally am against that. Cody's in Gridania looking for you? Okay, I'll look at it after this. Game's actually trash for an MMO? I don't think so. I feel like Final Fantasy does a lot of the MMO elements pretty well. I suppose just modern day societies of shunning antisocial behavior. Yeah, but the problem is that whenever the shunning of that antisocial behavior is antisocial in itself. Okay, where is he? There he is. I knew it. Oh my. Oh my god. Ah, oh, Jesus. Wow. An elf girl. I'm here. I see that, Cody. Welcome. Where is it? Fuck. Get to questing. Oh, dude, crazy I am. I'm gonna beat you in gear here, too. My god, man. Holy fuck. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of like, that's my opinion on it. So like, that's why I think that the recording of videos without their consent and people's videos of people being without their consent being on Facebook is not necessarily as cut and dried as some people might believe. And I do think that there are a lot of really negative outcomes that happen there. I think that's the point I was making. All the rest of this stuff is just bullshit. Actually, well, because you're not continuing story-wise for a while? Maybe. It's about censorship and nothing else. I don't really think that's true. As I said, I think that I gave a lot of examples of how, you know, having these like public shaming things like this can have really bad negative outcomes to not just the people that are in the video, but other people that are just kind of collateral. Yeah, I don't think that's the case, and I think there are a lot of examples that are not that. It's actually illegal in Germany. I think that if you're out in public, like the way I usually, this is like kind of the way I feel about it, is that it's very nuanced, of course, but generally I think if you're recording somebody without their consent, this is a bad thing, especially if you're making them the focus of the video. Like, for example, like if you're just recording out there on the streets and there's somebody in the background, I don't really care a whole lot about that. It's whatever. That's just what happens whenever you're out in public. But whenever you're recording an individual that's just out in public and does not consent to being recorded and making them the focus of the video, you know, I think that's something different. Still legal, but they're in a public space. So what? I don't see, like, I don't really care about like what the definitions of things, oh, there we go, what the definition of things are. I just care about what I think is fair. I don't really care about like what is. It doesn't really matter. You just change whatever rules you want. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference at all. It's not fair, but it's legal? Yeah, but that's why you changed the law so it's more fair. I mean, the law isn't anything. It's a construct. It's not even real. Like, these are just agreed upon things that a bunch of old dudes came up with. It's not like this is written by God. Yeah, you just change the rules. Quoting an actual crime in progress and fine is my opinion. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right? Is like, there are so many, it's just very complicated. Look at paparazzi, how they harass people on the sidewalk of their homes. Yeah, well, if it was up to me, that would be illegal too. So, there you go. People take on mob justice because the easiest way of thinking you're making a difference without actually having to do anything worthwhile. Yeah, it's like changing your profile picture, exactly. Or retweeting something. You agree with what you're saying? There's situations people should be recorded, at least be held accountable for their actions, if their actions are super bad. I think that accountability ends whenever it's something that's not against the law. Like, if something is not against the law, I don't think that you should do that. Because it's like, it's what I said, like, there's a lot of collateral damage that happens that is just inevitable. And I don't think it's worth the risk of allowing that to happen. So I think it's like committing a crime is a lot different. If you suspect someone's about to break the law? Well, it's not about... This would, of course, be after the fact, because the entire conversation is about things that would happen after the fact. Like, you don't record the video immediately. A reasonable belief the crime will occur. Yeah, exactly. He was talking about doing something being illegal isn't the end all and be all 30 seconds ago. Plenty of people have done incredibly scummy shit, need to be held accountable solely because they're recorded. Who cares if it was illegal or not? Because I don't care whether things are illegal or not illegal, but the way that I work towards changing that is by changing the law and not just ignoring it and enforcing my own ideals that are counter to the law or different than the law. So yes, you're right. Of course the law is made up, etc. But whenever you go and you take it upon yourself to do things on your own, then that's very different. If a video surfaces during the fact and it's being suppressed by Twitter because of their rules and they never make it to the case and the suspect goes free, who's liable? I mean, I don't even like, how would that even happen? Twitter isn't part of the government. Yeah, that's exactly. Whoever appeals to the law against his fellow fans is either a fool or a coward. Whoever cannot take care of himself without the law is both. I think that that's a really cool quote for somebody who lives in a gated community. Yeah. That sounds like that's a really, really edgy quote for someone who lives in a gated community. Skills investigative journalism on Twitter. I feel like most investigative journalism is not really recording people on video without their consent, is it? God, I don't know. Usually, like, whenever I think of investigative journalism, I think of like articles being written and like personal accounts and things like that. Like I don't know. Argument's been boring. Yeah, I think it is too. I feel like I've pretty much made myself clear on it, and I do think that it's an interesting topic, and that's why I keep talking about it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. Last one. What if a coworker is harassing you at work and the boss in the company can't do anything with evidence? Would you allow the recording of the coworker if it's a means of obtaining said evidence? Generally, yes, but I would not say that it's okay to post it on social media and ruin your coworker's life and their family's life over it. That's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about like whether it's you can or you can't. It's more about posting it online. Posting publicly plus using a cord totally different. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, like it's such a complicated subject. And as I said, I think that at the end of the day, it produces way more negative outcomes than positive ones, and it's probably a lot cleaner to just not have it. That's generally what I think. Can't stand the videos where people help out a homeless person and post a video for content. Helping out homeless people, like, I don't know, man. Like, at least it's like I can say at least they helped out. I think it's like, again, it just like depends on the fucking person, right? It's like if some guy who's like accused of, you know, a bunch of like really bad stuff, like Jeffrey Epstein, if he posts a video about helping kids or whatever, or not helping kids, but helping homeless people, and like this is very clearly manipulation. But like if it's somebody, intentions matter, yeah, and like the person who's doing it matters. Like let me think, who's another scumbag? Who's another just like massive, just like complete fucking scumbag? Let me think. Bobby, yeah. If Bobby Kotick, that's such a great example. Yeah, if Bobby Kotick makes a video and he's going around giving homeless people Benjamins, you know, $100 bills for those of you guys who aren't in America, or giving them $1,000, I don't want to see that. And I think that's incredibly disingenuous. No, Bobby, you're not doing it for a good reason. It's nice that those people are helped out, and there is a positive thing, but I'm not going to commend you on this because you're trying to manipulate people into not thinking about the other bad stuff that you are doing. But if someone's just doing it because they want to, you know, make a video and show that they're a nice guy, and they're not trying to like hide some sort of fucking controversy or try to like change their image by using fucking homeless people against their consent to do that, then I don't really care about it that much. You know what I mean? It's just, you see kind of what I'm saying is like it really depends on the person. What do you have to prove you're a nice guy though? Just be a nice guy. I think that some, like, it's not about proving that you're, I don't, that's a word that you used. Like, they're not using that word, I'm not using that word, nobody's using that word except you. It's about encouraging others to do that. Yeah, sure. It's spreading goodwill. Yeah, and like there are positives, and so like every single time somebody does a video where they give homeless people money, is every single one of them bad? No, they're not all bad. Are they in a way? Like I kind of don't like them because I feel like it's kind of manipulative in a way. And I can see, like, it would seem very off-putting, but, like, for example, like, if I saw, I'm just gonna think of a random really nice guy, Bajira. If I saw Bajira doing a video like that, I would be so happy. I'd be like, that's so awesome, man. Thank you for making this video. Like, you're a god. You're a better warrior than me, and you have the balls to shave your head, too. Right? Like, 100%. But if I had somebody like Keemstar do it, it would be a different thing, right? It would just be a different thing. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Crusader is, he's a goofball, but like he doesn't really make it. I don't know, like talking shit to people online is like, I think that most of the time he's just an asshole, right? I mean, it's not really that bad. Yeah, I don't know. I would not put Crusader in the same category as Keemstar. I wouldn't even put Keemstar in the same category as a lot of other people that are a lot worse. Keemstar makes videos that make people look bad. He's had some fuck-ups over the years, for sure. But, like, there are a lot of people that are 1,000 times worse than he is. Depends on image developed and previous words and actions shown publicly. Yeah, I mean, as a general rule, yeah. Like who? This is Bay. Are you saying that like there are people that? Are you implying that there's nobody that's worse than Keemstar on the internet? No one helps out anyone without incentive to do it. Yeah, like what are you saying? Says don't answer. Oh, Okay. All right. Let's keep doing this. No, I'm saying I'm baiting you to start drama. No need to answer. That's weird. I'm gonna ban you. Okay. Yeah, it's just it's weird. I don't want to read your messages. It's just weird. Okay. Yeah, I mean this is I don't want to I don't want to deal with weird people. We'll do a few more runs. I'm gonna go ahead and stop and see how many I've got. 296. It's a lot. People just love drama, that's why I live. I don't mind drama, but I like it. To me, it's not drama. It's just a conversation. Other people turn it into drama and get emotional about it. I'm just talking about something that I find is interesting. I'm not getting mad or upset or anything. So other people get all in their feelings about shit. Remember you saying you watch Advent Children? We'll play Final Fantasy VII? Maybe one day. Well, you have to be mad, yeah. Someone gets invested in drama as entertainment. Yeah, I mean, like, that's one of the things, like, I mean, streaming is, like, very common with this. It's like, it's funny to me, right? Because I'll go and I'll look at, you know, some, wait, oh, okay, we did an oopsie. It's okay, guys. I'll go and I'll look at, you know, like LSF or something like that, and these are the same guys, the same kids, same guys when we grew up as kids, you know, going to the supermarket with their mom or watching their mom do it, and she's you know, like reading the celebrity gossip, and she's reading about the new drama between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston, and you know, actually Meghan Markle is an alien and she's sent, you know, by you know, some random fucking country to ruin the royal family, and like this is on the front page of wherever it is, and then these same people are like, wow, look at all these losers who are into this kind of stuff. It's so stupid. I can't believe they believe this stuff and they spend their time doing it. And then they come home and they open up Reddit and they're like, can you fucking believe what Mizkif said about Maya? Did you see what Cutie said about what Mizkif did to Maya on her stream whenever Mizkif was looking at it? You know what I mean? And it's like, I'll be honest, like I kind of am interested in some of that stuff, but that's because I know the people. Whenever there's like YouTube drama or something like that, I don't really give a shit. It doesn't really matter if I don't know them. And usually I only cover it or talk about it for content on stream. Like whenever I'm on break from streaming, some of these drama things happen. I have no idea they even happened. See what Wad said about Cutie, said about Miz, said about Maya. Bro, dude, that was some fucked up shit, huh? Glad he apologized. Wow. Will never change over the centuries. Same thing happened in ancient Rome. Of course it did. Bread and circuses. They even had a word for it. Or I guess 3 words. You see a video coming on Max for lying about progging? Yeah, I saw the video. I saw it. And the reason like why I keep up with like a lot of the like really weird and like weird internet drama stuff too is like I kind of like knowing how people think. It's one of the positive things. It's like, you know what I said about like any form of degeneracy online, I probably not only know about it, but I know more than you know about it. It's like I kind of like knowing, you know, what the extent of people's brain is capable of. Think people's shitty context is content. Yeah, of course. It's a weird fetish to have, I'm not judging. I find it like, to me, I really am interested in the way people think and how to make people change how they think and how they feel. And like what the what like the repeatable behaviors are in doing that. That I find that so interesting. I love it. You have to go in a deep cavern and know it's dark and dreary. Yeah, but if you're interested in how dark and how dreary it is, then maybe you want to. Should read books about marketing. I was actually, I took a lot of classes in marketing whenever I was in business school. I loved it. And it's, the thing is, a lot of the things that you learn, especially in like marketing and, you know, like low tier economics, are things that if you've ever like sold things on your own and you got good at it, you would kind of just learn organically. Like for example, like what I would do is, this is like something I would do back in the day is, we'd have to clear our calculators for like math tests and stuff. So there were a lot of games that everybody would want to play on their calculators, and other like, there are other types of like applications that you could download. This is like a TI 84 or 85, 86, I forgot which one, right? It was a long time ago. So I had like a special cord that I bought at the store, and it allowed you to transfer data from calculator to calculator. So like you could play Doom on the calculators, you could play like Asteroids, etc. So like what I would do is I had I got two calculators, and I had the one that I used in school, and I had a separate one that I had all the applications on. And I would sell downloading these applications to people every week. And I made a ton of money doing this. And like in the process of doing it, like I would sit right next to the place where people would get their food from lunch. So as soon as they had change literally in their hands, they could just give it directly to me and I could do it. And they could sit down, I would do it right there. So you've got like the immediacy, you've got the time, the place, the value, everything, right? And this is something that you would just learn if you are if you're good at what you're doing, right? If you're succeeding at it, just by the process of doing it. And I was like 14 then. Now I was hustling people at like 5 years old though. I used to sell people rocks that would float, because they were lava rocks and they had like pockets of air in them. And you know, kids in like kindergarten and first grade thought that was really cool. And so I'd put them in bags and print out a little thing on them, and on like kid pics, I'd make it and then print it out and then sell them to kids at school. A what pic? Kid pics. You guys didn't have that? Let me see. No? Bro, this? Look. This was my shit. Sounds really bad? Yeah, well it wasn't in 1993. It was fucking great. It still isn't. People are just babies now. Yeah, exactly. So like I did that, and then I started saving up all my money to buy fireworks. And I'd sell fireworks at school. That was really big money. Then whenever fucking they outlawed, or they didn't outlaw it, I think it's probably the wrong word, but they made it to where like schools can't have caffeinated sodas in the vending machines. This happened when I was in 9th grade. Then we'd bring sodas to school and sell them to people. Let's see. Oh, I used to also burn discs and stuff like that, like Hybrid Theory. There were also some other discs that were easy to burn. Like I remember Command & Conquer Red Alert was like really, really easy to burn a disc of. And I would sell those as well. And let's see. I sold pencils for a while. I was in like maybe 4th grade. Fake bus passes? No, I didn't do that. Pencils? Yeah, well the thing is like kids needed pencils and I would buy them. That's it. Because like my mom would go to Sam's and like I would save up my money and I would buy a bulk package of something and then I would sell it all back to kids in the school for like way more money, and then I could take all that money and then I could buy way more bulk packages and I could buy video games. Oh, and then I also did magic cards. So I basically went through and I memorized pretty much the value of every single magic card from Onslaught and before then, just as a general value thing, right? Like I didn't know every single one, but I knew where the really expensive ones were, and I knew kind of how to know what the expensive ones were. So I told a lot of my friends, and I told them to tell their friends that I was buying magic cards. So I went out and I had a lot of people that they would give me their magic cards to look through them, and they would try to sell them to me. And I would know that I was buying like $280 worth of magic cards for like 15 bucks, because I could look through them and be like, oh, that's a Swords to Plowshares, that's a an original Lotus Petal or something like that, right? And I did this all the time, and I made so much money off of people, it was crazy. Pack bags at a supermarket, go to store people and just shovel snow. Well, yeah, I mean, like we sold like Kool-Aid and like lemonade, and did like we mowed people's lawns. We did all that too. You had to buy PC games physically. Oh yeah. Best Kool-Aid flavor, the blue one, blue raspberry. Magic cards became more expensive these days? Yeah, well the thing is, like the cards that I have, like I can go through and show people some of the cards that I have. These are like really, really expensive cards, or they were at least back then, I know. And I was able to like price them out and see if I was making money or losing money. And then, like I did that a lot, and let's see, what else did I do? How else did I even say? Oh, in 10th grade, I would sneak out of class every single day, and I would buy a bunch of food at the cafeteria before anybody else, and I would take everybody's money during class and do it. And this is like in geometry class. And I even took the teacher's money, and I did it for him too. And I'm like, hey, I've got to go to the bathroom. Do you want to give me $1, and maybe I'll see if I can find a brownie. And maybe a bag of popcorn for you, and I'll bring it back. And a bag of popcorn brownies are only 50 cents. He gives me $1 and I keep the change. So you do that with 10 people, and that's free fucking lunch. And like these are, the thing is, the unfortunate thing, a lot of my people say I'm living in the past. Yes, true. But I'll tell you, a lot of the more recent hustles, you're watching one of them right now, many of them were illegal, right, to some degree. So I don't want to get into that. But like now as a kid, I didn't really have many things that were of a lot of consequence. Playing Commander? Anytime I'm playing Commander. Maybe I should. I haven't before. The good old days? Yeah, exactly. Let me think. What else did I do? I mean, you probably ask like Cody or Zach, and they'll think of like a bunch of other stuff that we did to make money. Stealing people's car side mirrors? Where'd you hear that from? I understand people give that shit and not get reprimanded. Oh yeah, well they shut us down. The thing is, like, they never shut me down with doing, they never shut me down with the fireworks, ironically. But they shut me down with the sodas. They said, you cannot sell sodas. And so we just had to sell them from Jason's car instead of on school grounds. So it wasn't really a big deal, but it was like kind of annoying because we could only do it to like juniors and seniors because then the other ones wouldn't come with us. Did the same with me for candy. Yeah. Not with explosives. Well, they just didn't know about it. The thing is, like, we were a lot more discreet with selling fireworks. It's not that they were okay with it. They just didn't know about it. And then also, like, people were showing the, what do we call it? People were showing the sodas. They were drinking the sodas in plain view. Because it was okay for them to, it was okay to drink a soda. It just wasn't okay for them to sell them at the school. They started banning selling everything as we graduated high school. Well, the thing is, like, they were banning that stuff for me too, right? But we just didn't really care. Like, you just don't get caught. It doesn't matter if it's against the rules or not. Friend got suspended 7th grade selling BB guns out of his locker. I'm surprised he was even able to do that. That sounds crazy. Like, you must have gone to a really good school. Like, what kind of fucking middle schooler has, like... If you're selling a BB gun, that's, like, at least, like, 40, 50 bucks, right? That's a lot of fucking money. His family was rich. Yeah, I fucking knew it, man. Like, we never had people that would buy it for that much money. We never had the money to even buy it to sell it. Like, I tried to sell more expensive things, right? Because, like, if you buy something for 50 bucks and you sell it for 60, you just made $10, right? Whereas, like, if I buy something for $1 and I sell it for $2, I only make $1. What's your first job? My first job ever was, well, I didn't have a formal job from ages, basically, like, until I was 22. I was like 22 whenever I had my first job. And I worked at the IRS. I did that for 2 years on and off, and then I worked at Sam's Club, and then I quit. Because there's a bad healthy drink for kids. Yeah, well that was clearly why. What got you into streaming? Was it awkward talking to a camera? No, it wasn't. It wasn't awkward for me at all. Like, you can ask Cody or Zach or Jeff or any of my friends that I grew up with, Dylan. Like, we were recording ourselves, like, with the big handheld camcorders. So, like, by the time I got on to streaming, I had already been recording myself for 10 years. over 10 years. So like all of that awkwardness was gone. Talking to a camera one last time. Yeah, it's just not awkward for me at all. Like, it can sometimes be awkward, like, beginning a conversation with the camera in a public place, because it's like, now you're just talking, and it's like, it's kind of like, I don't like interrupting people, you know, and being weird. But other than that, it's about it. Did you film skateboarding? What do you mean? Of course. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, 100% we filmed skateboarding. Probably hours of footage of skateboarding. You earned a lot of money in the past few years. Talk about drinks for $2 are expensive. You a little stingy. You never lost your relation to money. I think that... Okay, thanks a lot for the group, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it there. And I'm going to go ahead and try to start... yeah, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to go and see if I can buy some stuff with these. We're just going to go back to Gridania. And maybe we'll do some more of it tomorrow, too. Okay. Talk about that in a minute. Let me just focus on this first. How many did you get? I got 341. So I should just buy this, right? This is the new item that's special. Yes, okay. Okay, so that's done. Wow, there's so many mounts that you can get in here. This is incredible. Is there anything else that I should go after? Or is that it? Mounts, really? I don't care about the mounts, because I'm going to farm them out myself anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So... Alamigan Barding. I don't even know if I have that. Maybe I just buy these. I should just buy the platinum cards, like that's it. Okay. 2 items are only available for the event. Is there any other item that I need to buy from this event, or I'll never see it again? No, just the jacket. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna buy all these. Okay. So that's 400,000. So if I was able to farm out 400,000, and like that's also minus, really how much did I farm out? I farmed out 550,000. And I did that in about 2 hours, give or take. Probably a little bit more than that. So if I farmed all tomorrow, I could get maybe 2 million. I don't know if I want to do that all tomorrow, though. That's a lot. I already have 1.8 million. Tomorrow's maintenance? No, tomorrow, like, yes, you're right, but like what I mean is like I go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed in a little while, and then I wake up and I do more. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sleep for 24 hours. I would hope not. It means later today. Yeah, I mean later today. You're reading patch notes? No, I don't feel like I'm like far enough in the game for it to really make a difference for me, so I wasn't really reading them. A lot of people told me the things that were relevant to me. 24-hour maintenance. Yeah, I know. It's weird to think Endwalker is going to be out. Do any of these Gordian manifestos matter at all, or can I vendor these? Astrologian, I'm never going to use that. Only if you want clan. I can always do it later on. Just want to make sure I have enough space for whenever I do this. Exandrin gear, which is 270 or 275 per weapon. Yeah, maybe I should try to get the weapon since that's better than what I have. Toss things in your chocobo saddle if you haven't filled them up yet. My chocobo saddle is for chocobo items only. I only have chocobo items in my chocobo saddle. Want to stream on Asmongold again? Yeah, I've wanted to make a video about like what my plans are for streaming on my main channel. And the honest reason why I haven't done it is I wanted to record it outside. And I keep waking up after the sun goes down. Like, that's a straight up fucking truth. Do it in like 3 hours. I might have to do a full reset on my schedule because like I just can't go to bed early. It's like something about like my body, I just cannot do it. Your body's used to it? No, it's just it's completely natural for me to be up all night and then go to bed and then lay in bed until I can see the light through my window is gone, and then I just get up and I do normal stuff, right? This is normal for me. And I know that this is not you know, per se like what you should do or whatever, but it's just what I do. Who's better, Eminem or MGK? I mean, like, is it like Eminem? Like, I think MGK is like definitely better at singing. Like, I know MGK, like, or Eminem has done like some singing, and I didn't really think it was that good. But like, Eminem is obviously a better rapper, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, I mean. Not much to say there. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly, yeah. Did Megan Fox cheat on left her husband? Well, I have no idea about like any fucking celebrity drama, and I don't give a fuck. But all I'm saying is, yeah, I think the guy's he's a decent singer. I honestly, I think the truth is, I think Eminem did him a huge favor by just like humiliating him in rap, because it gave him the opportunity to actually go and do something he's good at. I think he makes pretty good music now, and that's, I think it's actually kind of commendable, the fact that like he was able to take that, let's be honest, pretty massive fucking L and turn it into a W for himself. Like that's awesome. Not many people can do that. Killshot fucking murdered him? Yeah, of course. Like I remember I was in Freehold whenever I watched it and it came out. The Ixal mount? Yeah, I know I need to do that. Rap Devil is a better diss track than Killshot, yet everyone will always bandwagon Eminem. Well, I don't know, like, I don't really give a shit about it in general. Like, I remember the thing is, and like, that's the problem, is like, if you want to clap back on somebody who's like, or you want to come at somebody who's like really, really well known, there can't even be any sort of questioning of it, right? It just has to be definitive. There it is. And it really wasn't definitive. Try and track these too. I hate these quests. I absolutely fucking hate them. That's why I do them. Is that I want to get them all done as fast as possible so I don't have to do them anymore. Locking myself inside for 4 days on Endwalker release? Oh, I'm not. I'm just gonna play the game, probably play some New World in that time, and just kind of hang out and relax. I'm excited to finally play it, but until that happens, it's whatever to me. Maxing all Realm Reborn Beast Tribe, the mask makes for great glam. Oh fuck, where do I have to take this thing? Oh my god. Carry the thing to the specified location. Where the hell? Oh my god, where do I have to take it? Oh my god. Wait, how could I get it over there? Oh, there's things I have to click. I see. Okay. Okay, I think this should be good. I can't even sprint, man. Self-beast quests are the worst. Yeah, I know. Wait till he finds out about Diadem. Listen, I don't give a shit about how annoying a quest is, okay? I leveled to 60 in vanilla WoW multiple times. I was out there in the hills of Hillsbrad, fucking the shores of Hillsbrad, killing 500 Murlocs for 10 heads. I am not afraid of a bad quest. I get it. I don't give a shit. I did the New World MSQ. Okay, that's probably arguably even worse than Classic WoW. Okay, and there we go. Let's see, what's the next thing I need to do? Missed opportunities. Oh, this is another terrible quest. I hate this quest. I absolutely hate this quest. It's the worst. Absolute worst quest ever. And that's why I'm doing it. The faster I do it, the faster it's done. The faster it's done, the faster well, realistically I have to do it again. But then after a while, I won't have to do it anymore. That's the dream. 1.0 launch video onto their YouTube channel a couple days ago. Yeah, I did see that. Not really sure what to make of it. Probably not a whole lot. They could just be doing it to get people excited. Wonder what they're planning. Certainly not a 1.0 legacy server. Here's what I think that they should do. I think that they should retool some of the... They should do like WoW time walking. And have people get the opportunity to go back and do some of the core quest lines, right? Where like it's like fucking like what's it, Thaladred saving Milfina, you know, that kind of stuff. Like that would be really cool. Just go back and retool those. An event maybe, yeah, something like that. The fuck? There we go. Okay, let's see here. If they redo Realm Reborn by posing on the voice act. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool too. Final Fantasy is high, doesn't mean rubbish. People only play it doesn't mean it's rubbish. People are just bored. No, I think a lot of people... I don't know, I think people try so hard to... It's like the whole, I don't know, like I'm so sick of talking about and thinking about if Final Fantasy is good or not. It's just so exhausting. Like I like the game, I like playing the game, I like New World. I think New World sucks, but I still like playing it. And it's just, it is what it is, right? I mean, there's nothing else really more to it. I think there's a lot of WoW players that try to invalidate Final Fantasy or try to relegate its success down to something that's not really nothing. Like they try to rationalize why it's successful in ways that don't have to do with the fact that it's just good. It's just a good game. You would have the same with Final Fantasy players in this chat doing vice versa. Yeah, you do. And this is the thing, is like Final Fantasy players, like anything that WoW does is bad. WoW players, anything that Final Fantasy does is cringe or bad. Like, it's just so boring to me, and I'm so sick of reading it or thinking about it. It drives me crazy. I don't know what else to say. Oh, videos are cringe and bad. Yeah, all video games are cringe and bad, and anyone who plays them is a loser. All right. Well, that pretty much settles it. Final Fantasy wouldn't exist if it weren't for WoW. Yeah, but WoW wouldn't exist if it weren't for EverQuest, and I still think EverQuest sucks. I mean, I think everybody understands that. I don't know. I just don't really give a shit about that kind of stuff. At this point, I just want to play the game. I want to enjoy the game. And that's about it. Everything else is all just a waste of time to think about. I'm not doing that stupid fucking Fate. I would sit there and wait for it, but it's 7 a.m. and I need to go to bed. There we go. $2,000. Having fun, Asma? Is that the only thing that matters? Yeah, I'm having fun. Alright, guys. We had a really good time. We had some good times. We had some bad times. We had some laughs. We cried. What an amazing experience today was. Another night that I spent all night streaming until 7 a.m. and the sun is out. Great. Well, it's time for me to go to bed until the sun goes back down. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys.